What's on, ladies and gentlemen? My name's Ross, I like games, and today we've got some lovely new Digimon cards we need to be taking a little bit of a look at. We've actually gone a couple days in a row without looking at any new cards, any new Digimon reveals from EX-01. I am a little bit embarrassed about this, I'm a little bit sad. I like talking about new Digimon cards, so let's talk about a couple of yellow cards, and let's start off with Gatomon. So starting off with the stats then, we've got a 4 cost to play normally, 2 cost to Digivolve, 4,000 power. Pretty much what we would expect from a yellow Digimon, honestly. Well, from a level 4 anyway. And it's got an inheritable skill that says, when you are attacking once during your turn, if you have 3 or more security cards, one of your opponent's Digimon gets minus 2,000 power for the turn. Nice. Now, obviously, this is an early game option. This is not something we're going to be using in the mid to late game, because by that point, you're probably not going to have enough security cards. Although, even as I say that, we always need to remember that the thing that Yellow does, or at least one of the things it does, one of its special skills, so to speak, is it loves recovery. We see recovery all the time in Yellow decks. That is really the thing that it likes doing more than any other. It's a special skill of Yellow. We see all the time cards like the Salamon from BT2, that if your security is 3 or less, you recover 1. The MagnaAngemon from BT2, where when you play it, if your security is 3 or less, you recover 2. Salamon being a deletion skill, not a play skill. So my point is here that yes, this only works if you've got 3 or more security. As soon as you drop down to 2 security, it stops working. But we also need to bear in mind here that even if you do drop below 3 security, unlike a lot of other colours, Yellow ain't going to be so worried. Because Yellow can just go, well, okay, I can't use this for the second, but just give me like a turn or two, I'll get my security back up again, and then we be rolling. So I like it in that regard. Is it actually good enough? Well, you lower one of your opponent's Digimon by 2,000 power. And as well as recovery, the other thing that Yellow does so well is lowering power. And I like lowering power. Lowering power is fun. But by the same token, I don't really know if 2,000 power is enough. Like, don't get me wrong, it's better than nothing. I ain't saying it's bad. But what I am saying is, like, you'll break the tie. One of the things this is really good for is breaking the tie. So, if you've got a 9,000 power Digimon and your opponent's got a 9 or 10,000, you bring them down to 8 and you can delete them while surviving. Obviously, that's a good thing. But outside of that, like, you'll get a few Digimon here and there. There will be a few 2,000 power Digimon you will be able to get a KO on, but there's not going to be a huge amount. It's nice, but 2,000 power really isn't very much, and you always need to bear in mind there are plenty of other level 4 Digimon that can be played instead, so yeah. Nice to keep back. I don't think it's amazing. I'm giving it 3 Wassies. I think it's a nice skill, and certainly if you combine it with a bunch of other skills that lower power, this can be a lot more powerful. If you want to play a full-on power-lowering deck, although Digimon are printing more and more counters as time goes by, then yes, absolutely this can work. But I just think it's slightly underwhelming compared to a bunch of the other Digimon we've seen. Do feel free to argue with me in the comments though, if you like. Far more exciting as far as I'm concerned is, I believe, the first ever Holy Angemon. I don't think we've seen this dude before, but now we have. Now what we got here is an 8 cost to play normally, 3 cost to Digivolve, 7,000 power level 5, and sure, the 8 cost to play normally is slightly high, we'd like 7, but we've seen many level 5s that are an 8 cost to play normally, so I suppose it's one of those things we've got to accept. Now here we got an inheritable and a non-inheritable skill. When you are attacking and your security is 3 or more, this Digimon gains 4,000 power until the end of your opponent's turn. Well, hang on a second. That sounds pretty good. Because now we're going from a 7,000 power level 5, standard, to an 11,000 power level 5, which is standard for a level 6. We generally don't get level 5s that are 11,000 power. And in terms of naturally, we don't. There are a bunch of vanilla level 5s, and they are all vanilla, like the Angel Woman from BT2, that have 10,000 power. The 7 cost to play, 3 cost to Digivolve, 10,000 power is a template we've seen in every colour so far. Literally, it's in all 6 colours. So, yeah, that's a thing. But now, you're up to 11,000, which means all level 5s, including those 10,000 power big boys, will go down. And you will be able to get a load of level 6s. Although, as always, level 6s that have 11,000 power, you'll take them down, but you will go down with them. It will be a draw and you'll both be deleted. You might be alright with that, in which case, yay, but just bear in mind. It also means when you're attacking a stack, you're only getting taken down by 6s and 7s, which is a much better thing. But the other thing to bear in mind is that this extra 4,000 power lasts until the end of your opponent's turn. Not your turn. Which means on your opponent's turn, you won't be a 7,000 power, you'll be an 11,000 power. And that means that the only way your opponent can take you out while surviving is to use an above average level 6. Use a level 6 Digimon with more than 11,000 power. Or I suppose have like a level 5 which has been boosted up above it. My point is, this is going to last, ladies and gentlemen. I love it. Now, obviously, there are still going to be those times you attack into the stack and you hit a level 6 or something along those lines, and then you get deleted, and that's a little bit sad. Not honestly much we can do about that, I'm sorry. But unless that happens, what we've got here is a super powerful level 5, which is going to be able to start taking out security, taking out Digimon, and surviving. Now again, we've got that usual thing of, well, hang on a second, it's only while your security is 3 or more, but we kind of dealt with this point a moment ago when we talked about Gatomon. It's good. It's fine. In other colours, maybe not. In yellow, as long as you're playing enough recovery, you'll be alright. Hey, speaking of recovery, we've got an inheritable skill. Once during your turn, when the number of your security cards is increased, gain 1 memory. Oh. Yeah, that's good, ladies and gentlemen. That's pretty gosh darn good. We like this a lot. Now, as a side note, we've seen the ruling before. It is not gain 1 memory per security cards recovered. It is just when you recovered, get 1. So you'll get a memory when your Salamon is deleted. You'll get a memory when you play MagnaAngemon. MagnaAngemon recovers 2, but you don't gain 2 memory, you just gain the 1. I am sorry. But what's awesome here is you're going to be playing a recovery deck. So now you just gain extra memory. Every time you pull off one of those recovery things, you gain a memory. Incidentally, we have seen this ruling before. Something like TK Takaishi will gain you a memory when you use it. The awkward thing with TK here is that you pick up a card from your security and then you recover one which really just replaces it, but that doesn't matter because you are increasing your security. Sure, you lowered it first, that doesn't matter. You will gain a memory with stuff like that. That is extremely cool, ladies and gentlemen. And there's a really dumb combo to be made here with the Wizardmon from BT6, because the Wizardmon says it's got an inheritable skill as a level 4. When a card is removed from your security stack, you gain a memory. Well, this is when a card is added to your security stack. So essentially, every time you lose a security, gain a memory. Every time you gain a security, gain a memory. And because that's a level 4, you can go from Wizardmon into this. I like this. I like the idea. You know, yellow decks, obviously they lose security. Everyone loses security. But yellow gain it back. And I just love the idea that every time you lose it, you're gaining memory. And every time you recover it, you're gaining memory. I love this. Plus, of course, although both Wizardmon and Holy Angemon here are limited to once during your turn, if you've got multiple Digimon that have Digivolved from each of them, then you can use it multiple times. You know, each Holy Angemon only operates once. But if I've got 4 Digimon that have Digivolved from Holy Angemon, then every time I recover, I gain 4 memory. So I'm giving this 4 wassies. I like this. I really think this is a very cool card. It's one that is absolutely on my radar, because I think if you're playing these kind of recovery decks, this is just a way to get extra memory. And if you're telling me that I'm recovering security, huge advantage. And also gaining memory while I do so, huge advantage. That's got to, over the course of the game, just give you an awful lot of advantages. This one sounds like fun. But I want to know what you think about the pair of them. So go nuts in the comment section, would ya? But be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk Digimon and a whole bunch of other card games. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCGradio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching Wasi Plays.